Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. We are live. Let's just do some. And we'll just see how StreamYard's going to play up tonight. StreamYard playing up all right. Afternoon. Yeah, StreamYard. How's it sounding? Something today? I'll just make sure that's all connected. Right. Evening Trips, evening Tam, Mac, how are you this evening? Evening Liam, how are you doing? Sounds not perfect. Right. Fucking StreamYard. How is it sounding now? Como, camera, resolution. The resolution is nothing to do with it. Audio. Default microphone is on. And Sign Shankland now. Sounds perfect, says something today. Right, anyway, we move on. Good evening to everyone. That's better. Right, we move on. So, the breaking news is there is no breaking news. We're not going to. There was a Celtic. Right, we'll need to talk about it because there was a Celtic website put out this afternoon that a player was coming to Celtic, and it had been all over mainstream media that we didn't get Silver. Thank goodness we didn't get him, because I've looked at his stats, and I even went back to, remember the game that Celtic played against Wolves? I went back and I looked at that online on Celtic TV, and when you look at Silver on that game, thank goodness we're not getting him. And I understand, I've been doing some digging this afternoon, and I understand that Brendan Rodgers wants to buy players. He does not want any players on loan. He does not see the use of bringing any players on loan at this time. Not just to win us the league. He wants to bring in players that will be with Celtic after the next transfer window. When you look at it, right, if they've went out and got Sylvia, right, we're going to call him Sylvia. If they've went out and got him, I'm going to name one person. Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey, been there, done it at the highest level, came to them and was absolutely wash. So Sylvia will bang goals in Scotland, though. I don't care if he bangs goals in Scotland. They still will not win the league. It's up to us. Brendan Rodgers, I'm just going to check this sound again. Brendan Rodgers wants to... That sound is terrible. Is it when... That sounds terrible again. Brendan Rodgers is wanting to bring players in permanently. He wants to bring players in that will be ready for the Champions League next season, because let's face it, there's a few people going to leave. Now, I did record another video that I might put out tomorrow afternoon of the buy, sell and bench. Remember, we did that on a live. I did another one of them tonight again, just before I did this. If you look at it, him going to the Rangers now, it was all paper talk on coming to Celtic. Celtic were never going to pay the money that he was on. He was on 80 grand a week. If they've got to pay the majority of that, that says a lot about them, and it says that they're willing to throw everything at it to try and win the league. Anyway, let's see what Greg Taylor's been saying. Greg Taylor's saying about two players that are coming back, Rio Hutati and Rio Labada. This gives you an indication that these players might play this weekend. Greg Taylor says, yeah, exactly, back just for the game at the weekend, but just in general. So it looks like both players will at least make the bench this weekend. He said, when you look at it, he said, we've missed these guys, says Greg Taylor. Rio Hutati brings in real dynamism. He's strong on the ball, he's creative, and he's got that energy in midfield. Leila Bada is a threat behind and is a goal scorer. These two guys are top players for us. They've been injured for a long time, so they have competition for places now. But these guys who are coming back have played vital roles last season to help us win. Hatati's creativity in midfield is certainly something that Celtic have missed this season to a certain extent. I mean, when we're bringing on David Turnbull, that says it all. The Japanese international was just finding his form when he got that hamstring injury against Atletico Madrid in October, and that was after he was injured also at the beginning of the season. Leila Bada, his numbers is phenomenal. Leila Bada will stay at Celtic after the next transfer window. He will still be at Celtic, and he will not be sold next summer. There we go. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Like Kyogo, the amount of assists that he gave Kyogo in the last couple of seasons, we've really missed Leila Bada, and I think Leila Bada coming on at the weekend will be absolutely fantastic for us. If both are fit and available, personally, I would have both of them in the team. I'd have both of them. Losing Kyogo and Maeda, and in January is going to be a big loss. Gordon, we've definitely missed having Hatate and Abada. Kyogo's missed having them too. Let's get to some of the comments. Sylvia's a decent talent, young boy who went to the hardest league in the world on loan. Twice scored goals. He's an improved. Right, 1977, Doc. There's been other players that have went to English Premier League, far, far bigger sums of money, and done more than cut it. So thank God. A lot of people are saying thank God we didn't want him anyway. John is saying that Brendan Rodgers is just a puppet for the Celtic board. He said no more projects, and we're bringing in another Korean. What a joke Celtic are. I don't think that we are bringing in this Korean. We'll wait and see. What happens with that. We'll wait and see. I'm not sure. If it does come in, well, is it really a Brendan Rodgers? Is it really a Brendan Rodgers signing? A lot will be said about that. Why Shatland from the Mini Buns says James Bond. I don't think so. I don't think he would come. But then again, you never know. If they don't go in with a decent money for him, we don't need another midfield player. You're right, Paul. We do not need another midfield player just now. What we need is someone. We definitely need a winger. We definitely need a winger. We need a striker. And there's no use in saying who we would like at Celtic, because Celtic, Movavsky, Dan, I don't know if he's going to be Celtic quality. He might do better at us. You've got to remember, he only found his goal scoring form when he came to Aberdeen. His goal scoring record before Aberdeen isn't that impressive. So, it could be he's having a lucky season up there in Aberdeen. Brendan Rodgers should never have been brought back, says Paul Baird. Let's stay away from that tonight, Paul. Come on, we've got a big game this weekend. We've got a big transfer window in front of us. And Greg Taylor's admitted that we've missed a couple of players in Rio Hatate and 28? 28? What are you talking about? 28? Am I missing something? Rio Hatate will make the bench. What do you think? The missus is sending me messages to the laptop. Get rid of Paolo Bernardo. Awata, Turnbull, and bring in some quality and strength. Sladen, make sure that you check out my video that's going out at lunchtime tomorrow afternoon. That is keep, bench, or sell. And I've changed my mind about a few players, and there's some players that I think should be sold immediately. Anyway, thanks. We brought Shankland is 28. He's 28, Shankland. Is that's not an age that Celtic are going to make any money selling him on it. That's older than when we bought Lee Griffiths from Hibs. Is he better than what Lee Griffiths was? Does he bring more to the game what Lee Griffiths is? Or are we buying him just because he's scoring goals in this league? Can he score goals at the bigger level? Can he score goals in the Champions League level? I know he scored a goal for Scotland, but can he do it? Can he do it on an ongoing basis? Funny how everyone's on about more projects. Yeah, after Tuesday, everyone signed Michael Beck from Dundee. Age is irrelevant, and keep an eye out on that video tomorrow, because there's a few of the young players that I'm disappointed that Celtic put out on loan this season, and I thought would have walked right into this first team this season, given the difficulties that we've had in some positions. So anyway, let's get on to some Celtic news. Celtic transfer is going to be an interesting transfer window for Celtic in January. We've had a busy transfer window, busier than what we thought. Let's face it. It was the only decent player that we've really brought in has been Lewis Palmer. He's the only one that's been a regular starter that's came in. When you look at the other players that come in, Brendan Rodgers keeps on saying about he needs to add extra quality to his side. For me, I repeat myself here, I think that's the wrong thing that Brendan should be saying. I think we need to bring in experience. That's what he should be saying. I mean, Brendan Rodgers just the other day said, well, we want to bring in quality, especially at the top of the field. And then hopefully we can resolve over the next couple of windows. We can resolve over the next couple of windows. So I don't think I think he's preparing the Celtic fans for a window that might not get what we think we're looking for. Anyway, Celtic is essential. We're neck to neck with them across the road. They do have a couple of games in hand. Factoring in the games in the second half of the season, January could be crucial for Celtic. It could be really crucial for Celtic. And come again, May. You've got to remember, Brendan Rodgers said to those who doubt me, come and tell me what you think at the end of May on the steps here at Celtic Park. Hopefully, when we've won the league. Should Rodgers strengthen to win the league, what will then be said about his position? He is here for a couple of seasons. We have lost O to the Asia Cup. We've lost Yang. We've lost Marco Tilio to the Asia Cup. That's the 3 players confirmed to the Asia Cup already. When you look at it, Diane said we should have brought the Croatian goalkeeper when we had the chance. I think Celtic cracked it there. Like if his wife didn't want to come to Glasgow, said Chilpil. It's a difficult one because we play in a league and the weather in Scotland is just absolutely terrible for the majority of the year. And unless you want to use Celtic as that stepping stone, which we have done so well in the past, and I think Brendan Rodgers can go out and find a player that we know we might only have for 1 or 2 seasons, and then we'll sell on. And I'm okay for that if we bring in the right kind of quality and experience in player, a kind of player that can turn games, a type of player that can score goals, and a kind of player that can hit the target. When you look at the amount of shots that we had at the weekend, it was disappointing in how many was off target. The 28 shots that we had, it was terrible. Anyway, Celtic Shepherds want to make a few £100,000 in deals and walk away. Always bites it. Yes, it's always the same. Aussie Online. When we go back to Brendan's first time around, we were just a couple of $100,000 short on the McGinn one. And Gordon's just said it the exact same time as I said McGinn. Gordon comes up and says it, so you're going to get a lot of mention there, Gordon. Yeah, McGinn. I think when you look at McGinn, Shankland, is he that good? Is he that good? I mean, he missed a penalty last night, I believe. It's amazing that they got a penalty. The big team must have been not playing. Is he good enough to come to Celtic? Is it the type of player that Brendan Rodgers will be looking at? I think it's all paper talk. It is just all paper talk. Don't think Celtic have made any inquiries about it. If Celtic are going to bring in players, I want to be bringing them in the first week of the transfer window. Last night summed it up in SPFL. No league in Europe, top league would have had attendance of 1,554 and a 0-0 draw. Bring the big Greek back. I don't think that'll ever happen. He's made his mind up. You've got to remember, the big grumpy Greek wanted to leave Celtic. He wanted to leave for more game time. He wasn't happy playing like what O's doing and sitting on the bench. So for me, it's coming down to whether Longwell's took enough step back away from Nicholson. Because let's face it, Nicholson had done okay the last couple of seasons. Nicholson done all right in the transfer. Well, until this summer. Until this summer, you're going to say that Nicholson done okay. But there was that down to the Postecoglou effect. GG would have been better with Brendan Rodgers. I think so. But would he have got more game time? I think Ange was a little bit biased when it comes to his players from Asia. Gordon says Lowell needs locked out the finance room. It's not just locked out the finance room, he needs locked out the building on a permanent basis to make sure that the club just runs okay on a day-to-day. But he doesn't need to be in Celtic Park on a day-to-day basis, Peter Lowell. So he shouldn't be there interfering in anything. He should turn up at a game day and then that's it. He should turn up for board meetings, that's it. Otherwise, he's in a position that he doesn't need to be doing anything. The company runs itself, the club runs itself. So, when you're up there in the position he's in, he doesn't need to be in meddling with things. So, will Celtic sell Matt O'Reilly. That's the big one. We all know that he's not going to get sold the next transfer window. My only worry is that Peter Lawwell comes in the summer, and Lawwell goes, do you know what? 25 million for Matt O'Reilly. We spent 1.5 on him. Sorry, son, but you're off. For me, Ange had to be biased for Kyogo. He was scoring every game. Yeah, he was scoring every game. But when you've got a striker that has the capability to score just as many goals, you find a way of playing them together. Martin O'Neill found a way for Chris Sutton, Henrik Larsson, and John Hartson. Chris Sutton, Larsson, and Hartson all to get game time. All to get game time. And they would have got more game time than what the big grumpy Greek was getting. So people saying that Ange had to be biased because Kyogo was scoring all the time. Henrik Larsson was scoring all the time. He was still taking off now and again for Hartson and Sutton to play together up front. Anyway, I think Celtic, your McGinn rumours are miles off. John had the offer for Villa. Two English teams, millions miles off. AD Doc, it's well known that I'm not going on about that. It was years ago. It's well known that Peter Lawwell called him when he was halfway down the motorway to try and get him to change his mind. Celtic 1 miles off. And he did have that offer for Villa. He took it. He had a verbal agreement. McGinn would have walked to Celtic back then. It's a bit echoey. I know my throat's a bit this evening. And I need to get some padding in this room. Just to see if that's it. Is there any truth in Newcastle? No, there's not. Jesus God. Really? Do you really think they're going to come in for Rodgers? Do you really think that Newcastle is going to... Look, we've got a big game this weekend. Right. We've got a big game this weekend. And let's see if I can get our throat sounding a bit better this evening. My throat has totally gone. Let me just check this setting. Yeah, it's more my throat that's gone. That's this sound. If I stop shouting, right? If I stop shouting as much and and just get on with it. Your sound's a bit off, but yeah, it is a bit off. I'm not going to stay on much longer. My throat is absolutely killing me. I need a wee brandy. Yes, I do need a brandy. Right, what I'm going to do is cut this video short, and there's a video coming up in about 10 minutes' time. Keep, buy, or sell. Tell me what you think about that one, and then we'll pick this one up again tomorrow when my throat is a little bit better. I hope it's ready for the weekend because it's going to be an absolute nightmare.